Well, you know me. Bright ideas just pop into me head, and I keep thinking. Seems a downright shame.
Shame?
Seems an awful waste. Such a nice plump frame. What's his name has, nor it can't be traced. Business needs a lift, gets to be erased. Think of it as thrift, as a gift, if you get my drift. No? Seems an awful waste. I mean, with the price I meet, what it is, when you get it, if you get it.
Ah.
Good you got it. Take for instance Mrs. Mooney and her pie shop. Business never better, using only pussycats and toast. Now a pussy's good for maybe 6 or 7 at the most. And I'm sure they can't compare as far as taste.
Mrs. Lovett, what a charming notion,
Well,
eminently
it does
practical and
seem a
meant appropriate as always. Mrs. Lovett, how I did without you all these years, I'll never know.
Think
how
about it,
delectable.
lots of other gentlemen will soon be coming for a shave. Won't they?
How
Think of
choice,
all
how
them
rare.
boys.
Oh, what's the sound of the world out there?
What, Mr. Todd, what is that sound?
Those crunching noises pervading the air.
Yes, Mr. Todd, yes, all around.
It's man devouring man, my dear. Then who are we to deny it in here? These are desperate times, Mrs. Lovett, and desperate measures are called for.
Here we are, hot from the oven.
What is that?
It's priest. Have a little priest.
Is it really good?
Sir, it's too good, at least. Then again, they don't commit sins of the flesh, so it's pretty fresh.
Awful lot of fat.
Only where it's sat.
Haven't you got poet or something like that?
Now you see the trouble with poet is how do you know it's deceased? Try the priest.
Heavenly. Not as hearty as bishop, perhaps, but then not as bland as curate, either.
Good for business. Always leaves you wanting more. Trouble is, we only get it in Sundays. Lawyers rather nice.
It is for a price.
Or to something else, though, to follow, since no one should swallow it twice.
Anything is lean.
Well, then, if you're British and loyal, you might enjoy Royal Marine. Anyway, it's clean, though, of course, it tastes of wherever it's been.
Is that squire on the fire?
Mercy, no, sir, look closer, you'll notice it's grosser.
Looks thicker, more like vicar.
No, it has to be grosser, it's green.
The history of the world, my love.
Save a lot of graves, do a lot of relatives favor.
Is those below serving those up above?
Everybody shaves, so there should be plenty of flavor.
How gratifying for once to know that those above will serve those down below.
Now let's see. We've got tinker,
Something pinker,
tailor,
something paler,
potter,
something hotter,
butler,
something subtler.
locksmith. Lovely bit of clock.
Maybe for a log.
Then again, there's sweep if you want it cheap and you like it dark. Try the financier. Peak of his career.
That looks pretty right.
Well, he drank. No, it's bank cashier. Never really sold. Maybe it was old.
Have you any beetle?
Next week, so I'm told. Beetle isn't bad till you smell it and notice how well it's been greased. Stick to priest. Now, this may be a bit stringy, but then, of course, it's fiddle player.
That's not fiddle player. That's piccolo player.
How can you tell?
It's piping hot.
Then blow on it first.
The history of the world, my sweet,
Oh, Mr. Todd, what does it tell?
is who gets eaten and who gets to eat.
And Mr. Todd, who gets to sound.
But fortunately, it's all so clear
But everybody goes down well with Since Marine doesn't appeal to you, how about Rear Admiral?
Too salty. I prefer General.
With or without his privates? With is extra.
What is that?
It's fop, finest in the shop. Oh, we have some shepherd's pie peppered with actual shepherd on top. And I've just begun. That's a politician so oily, it's served with a doily, not one.
Put it on a bun. Well, you never know if it's going to run.
Try the fryer, fry destroyer.
No, the clergy is really too coarse and too mealy.
That actor, that's compactor.
Yes, and always arrives overdone. How come again when you have judge on the menu?
Wait, true, we don't have judge yet, but would you settle for the next best thing?
What's that?
Executioner.
Have charity toward the world, my pet.
Yes, yes, I know, my love.
We'll take the customers that we can get.
Highborn and low, my love.
We'll not discriminate great from small. No, we'll serve anyone, meaning anyone.